Imagine if you can build really powerful AI agents without writing a single line of code, and you can deploy them across your favorite tools like Slack, Notion, or email. Welcome to string.com, where you can turn your ideas into really powerful AI-driven workflows using some of the best models in the world. You can automate pretty much anything that you can think of, so let me show you how it works. I went ahead and created this prompt, which is create an AI agent that every day checks product hunt for the most upvoted AI tools from the last 7 days. Each morning, the agent should generate a short newsletter style summary and send it to my private Slack channel. The newsletter should include a headline, a ranked list of the top 5 AI tools, 1 or 2 sentences, a summary for each, a short why it matters, and a closing call to action or thought. Format the Slack messages like a clean professional newsletter with spacing, bold titles, and emojis for engagement. So I went ahead and ran it, and you can see it here. So the way String works is that it's just a prompting basically engine, and it will actually build the workflow for you. So you can see here on the left is the prompt agent. On the right hand side, you've got the actual workflow, and this has all been built with the AI, right? So all I had to do was just plug in this prompt here, and I'll show you the progress of what actually happens, and I'll even show you the output. So before I show you how I built this, let me show you what the output was like. So I ran it twice. The first time it actually generated this, and you can see that it wasn't a bad first attempt, but obviously there's the actual placeholders need replacing with the tool name, right? So that was the first obvious problem. So I went back to the prompt, re-edited it a little bit, and you can see the second iteration was even better. So now we've got AI tools, we've got emojis, it's got a name, it's got a link, and it gives you a couple of sentences about why this product is so amazing, right? And you can see the power of something like this, right? Because if I was creating a newsletter, I have content on a daily basis that's completely automated, that takes the best products on Product Hunt, which is a platform where startups, where AI applications or SaaS tools can go there. It's basically a launch pad for new applications and services, and you can get basically a community-driven approach to launching this or any product, right? So you can see that it has a massive potential for something like this. I mean, you can even send it to something like Beehive, right? So if you have a Beehive like software, which is a software for newsletters, then you can send the content directly to there. You can save in drafts, and you can then manually create a human in the loop step, go through the content to make sure that it's optimized, it's up to your high standards, and it meets your editorial kind of benchmarks, and then you can obviously send it out to your audience. So you can see there's basically a bunch of use cases. And what's great about this is that you don't have to drag and drop, you have to build anything, you don't have to connect nodes. It does it all for you. The only thing you have to do is connect the individual applications, and I'll show you that next. Once you enter the prompt, it will then go through the reasoning. So this is now saying that I'll create an AI agent that runs daily to deliver a curated newsletter of all the top AI tools from Product Hunt, right? And it gives you a plan. Once you're happy with the plan, you can then approve it. If you want to go back and edit the plan, you can. And I think this is a great feature because this will stop you from burning up tokens, right? So when you sign up for the free account, you can test it. I think they give you something like 5 million tokens. So this automation used 1.5 million, right? So it's a great way to kind of save and conserve your tokens. So once you're happy with the outline, with the blueprint, then you can progress. So I was very happy with this because it's exactly what I needed. Then I approved the plan, and you can see then it started creating the workflow. So it created a new agent called the AI newsletter from Product Hunt. It then looked up the components. So for me, it was Product Hunt, Slack, the AI capabilities to generate the newsletter, and then obviously output the content, right? It added a trigger, so all automations need a trigger. This one was scheduled daily at 8 a.m. You can actually go in there and modify this if you want. It then added the steps to fetch the data from Product Hunt. It then created the content for the newsletter, and then it added a final step, which was to output the content of the newsletter to Slack. It then configures the Product Hunt. So if you're not familiar with Product Hunt, just head over to producthunt.com. You can sign up for a free account using Gmail. And basically, it's just a launchpad for products. You can see here, top products launching today. It's a really popular site, by the way. And it takes months to get your application or SaaS tool or whatever it is to be approved on here. And it's basically a calendar for launches. So you can see that it has comments, it has upvotes, and these are signals that I've asked the AI agent to use. So if I go back into Pipedrive here, you can see that it's fetched. I had to basically connect up my String account to the account inside of Product Hunt, which was done, at which point it tested successfully. It then fetched the Product Hunt data. So it successfully fetched 5 AI tools from Product Hunt for the last 7 days, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. It's got properties here, so you can check the output as well if you want to see that. The next step was to generate the newsletter. And what's great about this is that I didn't need to connect up my OpenAI API keys. It's actually got language models built inside of here, which I think is a positive and a negative. I think it's great because if you are just getting started with automations and AI, you just want to get something, built quickly, you want runs on the board, then this is a great option. I think what I would like to see in the next iteration or in kind of beta, because this is currently in alpha mode, but in beta, I would like to see an option where I can add different language models. So yeah, OpenAI is great, which is what I use, but I'd like to see the option to add Gemini Pro, DeepSeek, and all the other great language models. So you can see here that it's generated 2 properties here, which is outputs. And the next step was configure the Slack account. So I have to connect basically like an OAuth window, which is just a basic pop-up window that you see when you kind of connect up any application. You just approve and authorize the connection between Pipedream, which owns String, and Slack. And once that was done, I selected the private channel, which is the String AI newsletter. And then you can see that it was tested successfully because it sent the output to my Slack channel. And again, you can put the output to anywhere you want. It could be, Google Docs. You can send it to a newsletter application, or you can put it onto something like Google Sheets or Airtable. It does connect up with the best and most popular applications. So definitely you want to test that out with different outputs, okay? And then you can see that it successfully sent the message to the String AI newsletter channel, which is what I showed you. And then it gives you basically a final output to say I built your AI newsletter that runs every morning at 8 a.m. UTC, right? So then I that it wasn't replacing the placeholders with the actual application name. So then I basically went back into the prompt. So remember, you're not doing anything. You're not actually manually creating anything inside of the preview window here. I just went back to the prompt and I said I need the tool names, right? I could have been more specific and say, look, I'm only seeing the placeholder. Can you replace the placeholder text with the actual tool names? But I actually didn't need to do that, right? I just said I needed tool names, which is how responsive this application actually is, right? Which tells you that the AI is really dialed in. And then I put in the output that I got from Slack because I wanted to give it context, right? And then you can see tested successfully. It's now generated a new basically output content for the newsletter. It's then generated response from OpenAI, which is the language model that they're currently using. Perfect. I can see now the AI is actually using the tool names from Product Hunt, right? And it even tells you, it gives you reasoning, right? Because it will tell you why it did this if you go into the actual behind this, right? And then it's tested successfully, which is sent to Slack, and I showed you how that works with the second version. And yeah, now even tells you that, yeah, excellent, your AI newsletter agent is now working perfectly with real tool names. Now, obviously, if I was spend a bit more time, and if I was doing this in production, actually sending out a newsletter, then I'd make it even better, right? I'd actually format it for a newsletter application like Beehive or whatever tool I'm deciding to use. So I make sure that the content, the actual titles, the header 1s, the header 2s, all that is formatted. It looks nice. I'll test it. I'd obviously put a human in the loop step, so I'll make sure I tested it, and I manually review the content before I send it out to my audience, right? And obviously it gives you an output here. So yeah, I think this is an awesome solution if you are new to AI. If you're kind of overwhelmed with something like n8n, which is a tool that I use, I absolutely love it. I still think there's use cases with both, because there's a lot of things on n8n that you can do that you cannot do on something like String, right? It's a much more comprehensive, much more advanced platform, and with that functionality, you can do a lot more things with it, right? Especially in my case, because I run an AI agency, so the type of clients I work with and the projects that I'm building are going to be a lot more demanding, right? So I'm not sure if this is built, if this is battle tested and built for super huge automations. So, some of the projects that I work on with my clients, I'm not sure I could actually build it inside of here because it's just not at that stage yet. But just remember that this is in alpha, right? So this is the worst iteration, the worst version of the tool that you're going to see. It's only going to get better from this point. But I think as a concept for anybody who's new to AI, anybody who just wants to build something quickly, I think this is a great solution. It's a great opportunity for you to kind of get your toes wet, get familiar with AI, because it's already built in the AI integration with OpenAI, and it builds the actual nodes, everything for you. So I didn't have to drag and drop anything. But at the same time, you can manually go in here and change things if you wanted to do that, which I think is a good idea. I think if you are doing this for the first time, I do think it's an excellent opportunity for you to test this, to basically sandbox this, right? I like to break things when I try them, right? So for the first time when I jump into a new application or SaaS tool, I want to go in there and break it, right? I want to test, I want to see how far I can push it. Because for me, it's important to obviously sell these tools to my clients. So I want to make sure that they're robust. And if you want access to great tools and services like String, or if you want information about other AI platforms or how to use AI to make money, There's a link in the description, and go ahead and sign up to my private AI community, which is the Automation Kings. Inside here, we have a bunch of different types of people. You've got guys like myself who run AI agencies. You've got people who work for AI startups. You've also got people who just want to use AI as a side hustle. Right? I've got potential business owners. We've got business owners in here. We've got employees. There's a really diverse range. And you can see that we've got content that's basically from myself and from the community as well. Some really interesting people in here. I've also got a classroom, so I'll show you exactly how you can launch your AI agency in 16 days, if that's what you want to do, which is what I do. I run an agency in the daytime, so I work with clients and I basically automate and integrate AI into their daily functions. I've also got AI automations and blueprints. So if you click inside of here, you've got a bunch of blueprints for tools like n8n, and all you have to do is literally just watch this video here and follow the links. And for something like this, you could just upload the blueprint into n8n.io. So I've actually built the entire thing for you. Just go to n8n, which is a no-code builder, and just upload the JSON blueprint, okay? By the way, this is one of my favorite and one of my most popular videos on the YouTube channel, which is how to build a faceless YouTube video with $0. So you actually don't need anything in terms of paid. You can actually host this yourself on a cloud server inside of n8n, so it's not going to cost you anything. So like I said, the link is in the description below. Thank you so much if you made this far into the video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Sign up to the channel as a subscriber if you haven't done so. Turn your notifications on, and I'll see you next time.